So I'm going to use my hat as an example here of the cup. So from the outside in, outside it has all these nice designs on it, and inside it was nothing. It was pretty much bare. So flipping it inside out, the outside kind of looked inward now and said, "Oh my God, I'm just a cup. That's all I really am. There's nothing more special about me. I hold a, I'm really here just to hold on to as a vessel to the spirit that's inside of the water, the essence." So ultimately, what I want to say is that my ego being shattered allowed me to kind of work my way around and come full circle and get to see what made me me, the cup that the world got to see. I flipped it inside out and said, "This is me." And how did I come about that? And there are many layers that keep coming about that. And I had a very strong, pretty big ego of my own. Some things that I've done to present to the world. Some people would describe me as being a nice, kind person, loving, very artistic, outgoing, kind of a ladies' man or whatever. Some people can perceive me as that. But when I flipped it inside out, I got to say, hey, how did I come about? Where did those layers come from? Every time I was, trying to outsell myself to all my other competitors. So what did I do and where did it come from? When I got to see that, I got to see the beginning of it coming full circle and realizing that it didn't matter. It doesn't matter. So one of the things that I had built for myself, let's say, so for those that perceive me as like a womanizer, was that growing up in my early teen years, I had asked this girl out. She was actually a fellow Laotian, and she, when I asked her to go out to one of the middle school dances with me, she said no. And after she said no, where I lived was primarily a white society. So this kid went up to her and asked almost immediately. Ends up, she says yes to go with him. I didn't think there was any difference. I thought I was a good-looking guy and all that stuff there, but I don't know what it was. What really, really hurt the most when I look back at it was that the kid said, "I got your girl." And that really didn't strike me at first, but as I started growing up and then really liking all the women, girls, and all that stuff there, I started to grow like this hatred, because those words, it just kept ringing. I was like, oh my God, the rejection. That was something. So I built a wall up to say, all right, I got to be like this alpha male, so therefore I got to get all the girls and all this and that, and I got to prove myself to the world, and how can I be a womanizer? Again, some of my friends thought that way. So what I would do was actually go out and date and associate myself with women who would actually build my status, because there was a stereotype as an Asian male that we have, many different stereotypes, and so I was there to break them. They're geeky and all that stuff there, or they're not tough and all that stuff there, or they don't have facial hair. And here I'm growing my facial hair and all that stuff, things like that. And of course the typical, the small unit one there. So what would I do is I associate myself with people who would actually build up my ego. So for example, I would intentionally date outside of my race, and that would kind of build that up there, the persona of, hey, you know what, if he can hang with them, then obviously then something's right. So my first dates were, one of my first girlfriends was a girl from Liberia. So I mean, that shattered everybody's perception, even my own family, like, what the hell's going on? But that was a different thing. But a lot of my friends were like, yo, all right, if he's got a black girl, then who cares about those stereotypes, right? So you can dance or whatever, all those things there. And also, I also dated as well. I had a preference for white women, and I wondered why. And as I started looking into it, my preference really came from anger. Actually, I was quite angry, and it was very racially inspired. Yeah, it was racially inspired. It was to get back at the kid who was white, and that's when I looked at it. I was like, wow, the person I truly love is somebody that I hate. Can I do that? And it really bugged me a lot to think that wow, I can't believe I actually would consider and think that, and is my love real? And I had to ask myself that, and yeah, it is. It was genuine. So it wasn't out of hate anymore. It was really out of that. And lastly, it was I had a real hatred even for my own women, I guess, for the women that the kid was talking about. It was like Asian women, all in general, all Asian women. I had a non-preference for them. I never really saw them as a suitable candidate for myself for many reasons. Those things about Asian being short. So I didn't want to have an Asian girlfriend because if I had kids, my kids might be short, or the other stereotype of the dragon moms and all that stuff there. If I have an Asian girl, wife, or whatever it is there, then they'll continue that thing, and I didn't want to be seen as that. So I, Americanized myself and went with white, Spanish, black ethnicities. Even dated a Armenian girl one time. So I was trying to really be out there and just break the molds, and I ended up realizing that I was hurting myself in the end, hurting my own people per se. As I ended up realizing during my hike that I realized that the people I hated were the people that were actually going to do the things that I thought they were doing against me for some reason. I felt that Asian women were sellouts. I thought that they only were status grabbers, that they would actually just only date white men or whatever just to get a higher status. Yes, we do see that, but not all women do that, and it was harsh for me to do that to them, or even think of them that way. And it was in the end hurting myself, because I'm not having children. Who's going to pass down my culture, And I didn't realize it until I was in a nonprofit committee, and they asked, hey, who's going to be president? I actually voted against myself to give the community culture to be passed on to the kids to a woman, a female, and I really thought that was a big move on myself there. At first, it wasn't just because I didn't want to do it. I had big words to say, oh yeah, I can do this here, and all that stuff. And I had big ideas to try to promote how to get our culture out there. And I saw that my action of voting against myself to give it to a female to lead that nonprofit organization was one of my steps of actually kind of like apologizing, saying, hey, I'm really sorry. You are the one that is moving the culture forward. I'm not. So you deserve it. So all the things that I said, or didn't say, but through action or inaction, I apologize for that. I feel like I'm growing, and that apology is through my realization. It's heartfelt. So I truly do apologize for all the Asian women that I pretty much gave a cold shoulder to or dismissed, and never gave an option to. So yeah, I don't know. What else do I want to say? So with that confession there, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. So I want to say that today is the super moon, super worm moon, and in Native American culture, they say that this moon, it signifies this coming of spring, because all the worms start making the lands fertile for crops to grow. And with that, a lot of mysticism is saying that this supermoon is actually going to bring forth change into a new way. So I feel that I've changed and I'm moving into a better direction. So with that said, Sopti everybody, and Satu. Thank you everyone.